Rockstar Gang, what up? What up? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content, man. Yeah, we're gonna do a mock draft today. We're gonna do a true mock draft breakdown for sure. That we talked about some stuff last night. Obviously, draft prospects, like for you guys not to worry. That was the title of the live stream last night. So if you missed it, make sure you go tune into it. Getting a lot of good views on it actually right now. So if you missed it, make sure you go check it out. If you didn't miss it, well, appreciate you joining and coming in. Yeah, so we're gonna do a full mock draft breakdown. Where when I say full breakdown, these breakdowns are full. When I say full breakdown, I'm gonna break each and every player down and why I'm gonna pick them, right? And I'm gonna give you my best insight on these guys. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna give you my best breakdown on each and every one of these guys. And we'll go from there, really. Let's see here. I'm thinking about either using I'm debating who I want to I'm debating which one I want to use. Let's see. You know what? That's fine. We'll just use this. God, dang it. Go back. There we go. All right, we'll use PFF. PFF has kind of been funky. I can't wait till the combine comes because then I think once the combine comes, we're gonna see more of a true mock drafts. All right. That's no, not that. Here we go. Oh, well, I gotta sign in first. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna move this down one, move this down one, move this up two. All right. So I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Feel free to get in the comment section. Love to hear your thoughts, whether you're watching on, Twitter, Twitch, or YouTube. Make sure the best way you can show your support here at the Rockstar Report, and of course, always on the YouTube channel. So make sure you tune in, check it out. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you click that post notifications bell. Okay. All right. All right, let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. Love to again, put your comments in the comment section. We've already got Marcos Cash coming in with the What Up Panther Nation. Subscribe, click that post notifications bell for the latest news and updates. Analyst on the Carolina Panthers. Yep. And don't forget to show your love and support by pounding that like button on your way in. Exactly. Panther Gal is here. By the way, guys, again, it is by the way, the reason why I'm able to go so early today is because I work from home today. My company was just stay there, and so we just stayed. I stayed home, and it's snowing because Myrtle Beach does not prepare for snow. Just so you know, Myrtle Beach does not prepare for snow. We don't have ice mobiles because, like I said, out of how many years, okay, that I've lived here, I think I've seen it only snow maybe 5 or 6 times. That's probably a 10% of my lifetime. Okay. So I mean, maybe it's more than that. Maybe like 30% of my lifetime or 20%, but it ain't very much. Let's just say that. We got probably about 3.5 inches of snow, maybe 4 at most. But it's the most snow I've ever seen. I can't even get out my driveway. So, but now all the roads are turning to mush and water, and it's sunny outside. But the snow is cool. It's pretty. I'll say that. Like I could tell you right now, I don't know how people up north deal with it every single day. But so kudos to you guys who deal with the snow. You northern folk. Yeah. Shout out to you guys for being able to deal with that because I couldn't deal with it every single day. Just that it just that it wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. All right. Let's get right into this, shall we? All right. Let's get into this, man. All right, so we have the 8th pick. They need to update the LA pick. This actually got moved up to 57 since they got kicked out of the playoffs. It only moved up one spot. So, yeah, let's get it. Right? Let's get it. Let's do it. All right, we ain't going to go that fast. Let's see how this goes. Travis Hunter, interesting. Cam Ward. All right. No. McMillan with neighbors was insane. Abdul Carter. Okay, no. Let's start this all over again. I don't see how that is realistic, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move this back just a little bit. I don't see how that's realistic. Let's try this again. Let's see how this went. Cam Ward, okay. Shador, okay, I can see it, but there has been rumors that Shador is not going to be going to the Browns because Dion came out and said that that's not something that's going to happen. So yeah. So let's whoops. What happened to my screen? There we go. Let's get into this a little bit. All right, so what do we got? What happened to my other screen? Thank you. So annoying. All right. So, okay, Travis Hunter to New York, Mason Graham. None of this makes sense, really. None of these picks make sense for either one of these teams. The left tackle, Will Campbell to the Jets makes sense, but not this. Can y'all please, PFF, make this correct? I mean, randomness is not bad, but Dion the umbrella down. Yep, that's basically what he's doing with his baby boy, Cam Ward. Okay, Travis Hunter, okay. Shador to New York, okay, I can work with this. Okay, I can work with this. I mean, I can see the Jags going for that. I mean, I could see it. Dion, yep. And then them going to Will Jones makes no sense to me. Will Johnson. But I mean, it's not a bad one. Now, here's the thing. We've had a lot of talks about these mock drafts and what we need to do and what we need to, and I've addressed a lot of these issues. A lot of people are just like, well, we should go Luther Burden or we should go, this route, whatever the case may be. And I've addressed a lot of people in my chat, and in the comment section. People are talking about, well, we should go after Luther Burden or trade down or whatever the case may be. Here's the thing that frustrates me because I do appreciate Carolina Panthers fans' passion. All right. I do. But I told this person that banking on landing a true number one wide receiver, right? Because people are talking about getting Luther Burden or Tate McRae or T Mac out of Arizona. Like banking on getting a true number one wide receiver instead of fixing the glaring issues of the fact that we have so much defensive holes, right? You're landing a true number one wide receiver in the draft, free agency, simultaneously is a risky roll of the dice. Because, and I said this, when you're suggesting a draft strategy, right, based on saving money rather than maximizing your team's needs, The draft being so loaded at certain positions, especially in defensive tackle and a lot of defensive positions, right? A certain position means that the teams can address those positions effectively. Now, it doesn't guarantee we're going to snag a franchise wide receiver or a franchise edge rusher or a franchise defensive tackle either. Like, I understand that people are saying why we should get wide receiver because we're talking about the idea of possibly Adam Thielen retiring. Okay, so that does leave a glaring hole and in your depth, and it does become a concern. But what's worse is that even though a struggling at wide receiver or fielding a defense that gives up over 30 points, like you make that pick. You either struggle at wide receiver or you're going to have to field a defense that gives up 30 points per game. So basically, you're essentially some of you Panthers fans are essentially arguing to leave the defense duct tape together by budget free agents, which we basically did last season, which is how you stay in the NFL purgatory. 7 years of mediocrity is bad, but ignoring these defensive needs, ladies and gentlemen, to chase this unicorn wide receiver to help, which I do believe we need a number one wide receiver to help Bryce Young continue to develop and progress for sure. But just to chase one down and ignoring these defensive needs, man, you're going to easily make it another 8 years, right? Or not another 8 years, but you're going to, instead of 7 years, you're going to make it 8, right? So you got to prioritize the trenches and fill that depth, right? Smartly. Great teams don't do patchwork defenses and hope for these miracles at wide receiver. It just does not happen, ladies and gentlemen. So I want people to realize that as much as you may want Luther Burden or you may want T-Mac, your best bet is to go defense or the best defensive player on this board. Now, if you're going to go that route or you trade down and get draft capital, especially if Dual Carter and Mason Graham are not there. I do believe that, and this is what I was talking about on last night's stream, that you cannot think that just because of Dual Carter and Mason Graham aren't going to be there, for example, in this mock draft that we're doing right now, that didn't happen. You can't panic. Like you can't. Dan Morgan can't go into this next draft and panic because neither one of those guys are there, right? Because they've got top 5 upside, and again, we don't know if those guys could go down the board because of maybe someone else in the draft combine goes up. This is the reason why I think Trayvon Walker, like a lot of people don't think about the Trayvon Walker factor, right? When Trayvon Walker in 2022 wasn't even in the conversation for the number 1 overall pick. He was in a mid-tier first round pick until he went to the combine, blew it up, right? Ran a 4.5 40, 6'5", 272, elite agility numbers, showcases versatility, right? Suddenly his lack of college production didn't even matter because his upside was so undeniable, right? Because of his jaw-dropping athleticism. So that's why I'm telling you, Trayvon Walker is a perfect case study for the fact that cautionary tale for fans who fixate on specific names early in the draft process, right? The combine is a way for these players to really show their freakish traits, which then can mean that they can change a franchise trajectory. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why people just think that you got to get Mason Graham. You got to get Abdul Carter. You got to get T-Mac. You got to get Luther Burden. There's blueprints everywhere. There's blue chips everywhere. There's guys hiding that end up coming out looking like blue chips, even though they're not projected. I mean, I just don't get it, man. Kendall, what's up, man? I appreciate you joining. Like, that's why I think Michael Williams or Jahad Campbell or these guys like Nick Scorton and Jalon Walker, you know, the Georgia defensive players, I tell you, man, those are guys you don't want to sleep on. I mean, you go look at the Eagles. I mean, look how many players are from Georgia on that team, man. And look what all those players are doing over there. Again, you can't based off just because of that's why I'm saying Abdul Carter and Mason Graham aren't going to be you know the end all be all, ladies and gentlemen. Trayvon Walker again was a mid-tier first round pick and he jumped to number one. So again, if Abdul Carter and Mason Graham, that's why I went live last night, man. Like you can't expect that. And then if you don't, and if even if Mason Graham and Abdul Carter's not there, it's not and T Mac and Luther Burden there. That doesn't mean you just jump on the wide receiver when you know you have you have more holes on the defense. There's other guys that you can get at the wide receiver position in this draft. Royal, Jalen, I think what's his name? Jalen Royal. Where is he out of? Well, save Savon Williams out of TCU is a stud. Big time wide receiver that people are sleeping on, 6'5", 225, right? Another one is Jalen Royals or Isaiah Bond. Like those guys, again, man, these are guys that could easily come in and possibly make an impact. So that's why I don't understand why people think that you just need to go ahead and grab Luther Burden or T Mac if Mason Graham and Abdul Carter. So that was another argument someone made with me. So I just don't get it. Got to get Deion Walker from Kentucky, 345 power. I know all about Deion Walker. Phenom. There ain't no doubt about that, my friend. There ain't no doubt about that. Matthew Machado with a $4 donation, man. I appreciate you coming in and just throwing that basically $5 down. Shout out to you, my guy. Got that NFL draft sound. Starks. Starks is that dude, man. Starks is a good dude. Is a good guy. Is a good guy, man. Starks is obviously the number one safety. There's a lot of guys in here. Now, I'll tell you this. Rock Jones knows this, but I'll tell you this right now. Nick Amanawori out of University of South Carolina is jumping up the boards. Also, another thing, a linebacker. I can't remember how to pronounce his first name. I know his last name. Demetrius Knight out of South Carolina linebacker is also jumping out of the draft board, jumping up the draft board. Some people actually have Nick Amanawori in front of Starks, and I like Starks a lot. So I'm telling you right now, man, don't be surprised. Don't be, again, that's why I'm telling people, like, just don't jump in this mind that these guys are just these guys that everybody just talks about. Yeah. Like, I just don't see the point in that. Like, just don't jump in conclusions that just because Mason Graham's not there or Abdul Carter's not there, you're not going to find some blue chip player. You know what I mean? Trayvon Walker is a perfect example. I'm sticking to it. Kobe Bryant out of Kansas, solid performer. Always supporting my favorite podcaster, Matthew. I appreciate that, my guy. I appreciate that. Guys, do me a favor before we continue. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, okay? I really greatly appreciate that. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, as always. All right. Pick 57 will be our real test. Yeah, I don't know why PFF hasn't updated that yet, but they just haven't. They haven't updated it. We can get Pierce even if we trade down mid-first round. Yeah, for sure. I think you can. I think Pierce right now on PFF's board is probably okay. They got him at 9. So I could either take, here's the thing, I either take Malachi Starks. Okay. I'm not going to do trade downs this time. I think the last one I did a trade down. I think this time I'm going to stick with what we got. Okay. I'm not going to do any trades in this one. I want to just stick with what we got. I like the drafts better when we just stick with what we got. Let's not make it more complicated than what it is. Okay. All right. I'll just tell you this, Vietnam. There is a couple guys. TJ Sanders is another one, and Kyle Kennard is another one. All right. So listen, don't be shocked if those guys out of South Carolina, those 4 guys that I said, could become studs. I know 2 of them. I know for a fact 2 of them are going to be studs in the NFL, possibly 3. Right. Kyle Kennard's going to be a stud in the NFL, and I think Nick Amanawari is going to be a stud in the NFL. All right. Okay, I guess we're doing balloons when you do the peace sign. And 3, I'll tell you this. 3, the third one is TJ Sanders. It could be a guy. I'm like 75% sure he is. Right. But Demetrius Knight is going up some draft boards, but I just don't know how much of an impact he'll make immediately. I just feel like those 3 guys that I mentioned, though, they'll be fine. I saw an image of our past second round picks, and they were all injured or bust. So second round, we need a home run pick to help offense or defense for sure. Matthew, you have a good point there. Kendall's a good point, man. It's crazy to think about. If we go look at our past second round picks, man, go look at the past second round picks. Man, we have not hit it. I don't remember the last time we've hit on a second round pick, really. A guy that we got in the second round. Who have we really hit on? Who's the last guy we hit on in the second round? Someone refresh my memory. It's a good point. I think we're going to trade back to Cardinal picks. It makes sense, Josh. Safety on top 10 is usually reach. For Malachi Starks, it's not. I mean, I like. Yeah, and how long was that, Vietnam? Right? How long ago was that? KK Short's been out of the league, what? Going on, how long now? So, yeah, 2013. It's crazy. It's been a long time. All right, let's get right into it, man. I think, and since I'm not making any trades here, I'm probably gonna go. I'm not gonna take Malachi Starks on this one. I'm gonna do another one another day where I take Malachi Starks at probably this position. But I'm gonna go a different route, and I'm gonna take James Pierce Jr. You're talking about a guy who is, let's see how tall he is. Let me pull it up. Probably going to take James Pierce Jr. here. So how big is James Pierce Jr.? Well, you're talking about a 6'5", 243 outside edge rusher. Okay. Now, apparently he runs a 4.49, which I did not know that. I did not know he ran a 4.49, honestly. I don't know where he's from originally. Funny part is a lot of people are saying that James Pierce Jr. reminds them of Chop Robinson out of Penn State last year. He's also getting some Liatu Lietu out of UCLA from last year. He's also getting some, I've even heard Brian Burns comparisons. I've heard Jalen Phillips out of Miami comparisons. Does he fit a 3-4 scheme? That is a good question, Faye. Now we're going to dive into that. So for a guy like him, his skill set does fit a 3-4 scheme. It suits an aggressive 3-4 scheme. Now, his skill set particularly fits a 3-4 scheme. Okay. The reason why that is that the way he can be moved around, right? The way he can be moved around in pre-snap, right? You can and be unleashed at wider alignments. That's why you want to go after James Spears Jr. Okay. And he's got the function, he's got the strength. Okay. He can become a complete edge defender for your team, right? Um, he's got a pass rush toolkit that he needs, right? Got room for physical development for sure. Um, but if you're looking for that alpha at rusher, this is your guy. I mean, again, if you don't have Abdul Carter or you don't have Mason Graham there, James Spears Jr. has gone up on the draft boards now to be one of those top guys. And again, he can set the edge. He can he will for what Pierce will do is he'll force pro offenses uh to really make adjustments to him, because the way he developed quickly against the run, from what my understanding is at Tennessee, he had to develop his run game. But he's just got elite athletic traits. So yes, he could set the edge for sure. Rock Jones, he could set the edge. That's one of his. When you go read up on him somewhere, I'm sure you're going to find something that says that one of the first things that's going to say is his first step of explosiveness. I'm guarantee you, wherever you go read about James Pierce Jr., the first thing that if they have like a strength and weaknesses, or one of the top things he's able to do is his explosiveness off the edge. So that's how he creates immediate pressure, right? So you got to get James. So in this situation, since we're not making any trade backs, we're not going Malachi Starks, I'm taking James Pierce Jr. in this pick. And he's jumped up the draft board, man. I think he was at probably I think he was probably at number 20 something, and now he's up to number 9. Again, it's no surprise, man. Like I don't. That's why I tell people, y'all got to chill out with these guys thinking you ain't gonna get nobody. I mean, this guy James Pierce Jr. has gotten a lot of good comparisons. The names that I all named are these guys are all studs. Now, this next pick is supposed to be number 57. It is what it is. But PFF needs to update it. I like to see how good Wanu rushes and JPJ on the other side. Yeah, as long as I think if Wanu can stay healthy, man, you know, and you can, and he's on, I think he's on a 2-year contract. If he can have if he can get 8 sacks like he did in Minnesota, and JPJ's coming off that edge, and the guy gets, you know, if JPJ can get and has an 8 sack season, I think that would be a good start to this defense to have 2 guys just have 8 sacks. And I think that's a realistic expectation, right? Matthew Machado says, so listen, Matthew, I've contemplated that decision. I have contemplated that decision for sure. I think Clowney, bringing him in as having him here as a vet for another year definitely benefits to develop guys that, like, if a JPJ comes in, right? You got DJ Wonnum, who's I think he's only 26, right? I think Wonnum's only 26. So, you know, he's still got a lot to play. I think the biggest thing, though, I think for me personally, I think we need a double dip into defensive tackle, because Shy Tuttle's not going to be here, right? You still have Ashawn Robinson and Derek Brown, but I still think you need to add at least 2 more guys that could rotate. That's just me. That is just me, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, we got some decent guys still left here. So we got JPJ. How many sacks did he have on the year? 8? Okay, not bad. Not bad. D line, I could see too. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. Normally I go edge and then D tackle. I think here. Um, I think I go D tackle. Let me see here. I'm thinking. Um, no. Let's see. I'm thinking here. I'm not gonna make it too complicated, but I want to get the right. I want to get the right pick. I want to get the right pick. I want to make this right. Um, let's see. I want to get the right pick here. All right. I'm hoping I can get a good D lineman here. Let's see. Wow. I don't want to take Deion Walker at 58. I would love for him to fall here. And I may look at corner. No, there's nobody here at corner. What about safety? Castro, Winston, Lathan. All three of these guys are good. And Andrew Mukaba. I do like Alfred Collins. Linebackers. See, this is where it gets interesting. So this is where it gets really interesting. I think my best bet. What about the lineman from Oregon, Tennessee? They got some dogs in the trenches. I mean, Jordan Birch is another edge rusher, 10-sack guy, but I don't know if I'm going to add a Jordan Birch and double dip on edge. I don't know. I really want to keep it where I feel like I'm filling every void, right? I think Chris Paul is a good pick at linebacker here. I do like Chris Paul as a linebacker. I've talked about him before. I think on most draft boards he's in the top 10. I think he's like number 7 on most draft boards out of linebackers. He's a box linebacker. I don't know if he fits the 3-4, 73 tackles on the year. He's only got 4 missed tackles. You're talking about a guy who's 6'1", runs a 4.6 40. Has some decent comparisons. I've seen him get compared to Nick Bolton, Cedric Gray out of North Carolina last year, Brian Asamoah out of Oklahoma last year. This guy also had 6 sacks this year, by the way, just for some of you that may not know. He also had 15 tackles for the loss. If some of you guys don't know that as well, over 137 tackles total, I think. I think that was in his 2022 year, but this year, let's see. Trying to see if there's any other trends. They got an analysis on this guy yet? No, they haven't put their analysis on these guys. 6'1", 235. Birch is an ex-Gamecock transfer to Oregon. Yeah, I know. I remember him. Again, if you go look at this guy is an immediate value pick. He's great sub packages. He's got the coverage traits, I feel like. Quick trigger against the run when you go look at him. Watts is gone already. Let me see. Let's go look at the draft. Watts. See. I'm looking. Dang, look at Rock Jones. Look where Demetrius Knight went. First round, Buffalo Bills. That's crazy. That would be crazy if that happened, man. That would be crazy if that happened. Wow. Okay, Watt. Yep, Xavier Watts. He's gone. I think that's who you're talking about, Phaeton, right? Xavier Watts. I'm probably going to take Chris Paul here. I think he's the best bet. Um, he could be a core special teams guy too, like a guy that contributes early, got a lot of upside, could develop into a starting will linebacker role. His size though is an issue. Could restrict his scheme versatility. Lee. I mean, I could take Sebastian Castro though. I mean, Sebastian Castro ain't bad, but is he? I mean, or do I take Alfred Collins? I mean, Alfred Collins is another guy that like intrigues me as well. Like right now, like I could take. It's like these three right here is something I'm definitely interested in. I mean, Alfred Collins, man, out of Texas is definitely a guy I'm definitely very, very interested in. He's 6'5", 320, and runs a 4.9 40. It's just sometimes these things are just I wish Walter Nolan was available because I would take Walter Nolan as well, but I'm pretty sure Walter Nolan is a first round pick, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. See if someone took Walter Nolan. Yeah, I know. Right, Rock, you were right. It's crazy. Yeah, the Raiders took him. Damn. We need day one starters for with our first three picks, not some projects. For sure. If you don't take Collins, we're stuck with Shy Total again. It's all crap. It's all a crapshoot. Yeah. Vietnam, you're right. It is all a crapshoot. You're taking a big risk every single time when you pick a guy. I like Alfred Collins. I just think I like Deion Walker better. That's the thing. Basically the same size. I mean, the size ain't much different. Nose tackle DT. The right pick here. I like Chris Paul, but I think the right pick is Alfred Collins. I do. I think Alfred Collins is the right pick. It's just godly, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of people. I mean, again, this is a guy that is a 3 technique, 4-man fronts, or 5 technique and odd front, 5 technique and odd fronts. Oh, Walker's top heavy, yeah. I'm gonna take Alfred Collins on this one. I don't know if I took him in the last one. I'm gonna take Alfred Collins. I just feel like I gotta get somebody. Alfred Collins is higher up on the board than the Deion Walker, anyways. I feel like I gotta take him there. I gotta take Alfred Collins in that situation. We need D tackle, please. Anything but Chateau. That guy is trash. Oh man, y'all are going off in the comments. I appreciate that. Again, do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. It goes a long way. That's all I ask, guys. Appreciate it. Let's get back to it. All right, Phantom. Let's get you off there. All right. Now, let's see what I think I'm gonna go different route here. I've been going like another defensive player. I might. It just depends. I'm gonna look at corner. What do we got? Safety. And I'm going to look at where's my linebacker? Linebacker. Okay. The right pick here. Jeffrey Bossa. If I'm looking at this correctly, the right pick is either Nick Amanawari at safety. It's definitely Nick Amanawari or I mean, for me, I think Nick Amanawari has a much better upside than Latham. I'm not a big Jeffrey Bossa fan. If I had to go, let me see where I have him. I've got my draft thing up here. Where do I have Jeffrey Bossa? I got him in number 8. Nick Amanawari for me. I mean, let's see. Amazing says Isaiah Bond. All right, let's see if he's there. I don't know if Isaiah Bond's going to be there. I don't know what wide receivers are available. Okay. So this is where maybe we want to get a wide receiver, possibly. I mean, Isaiah Bond is a guy that we could target. Trey Harris is a guy. Now I could get Torrey Horton at the 109 spot. Kendall Johnson, we took Alfred Collins. So our first 2 picks are James Pierce Jr. and then we got Alfred Collins. I decided to go with Alfred Collins. Cam Scatabo, he went in the second round, Trap. We have 3 solid corners already. Safety D line was weak. Yeah, for sure, Phenom, for sure. Amazing. I'm gonna call you Amazing K. Says to get Isaiah Bond. So it's between these guys for me. It's between these guys for me. It's either I go Isaiah Bond, Nick Amanawari, and it's actually between those 2. I'm not a big Jeffrey Bossa fan. I'm really not, out of Oregon. Like, I'll say this. Multi-role type of linebacker. One's a 4.65. Brandon McCullough says should go Landon Barton or Danny Stutzman in the 4th round for a linebacker. Okay. Again, I also think that Jeffrey Bossa is a better fit. I think Jeffrey Bossa is a better fit anyways for a 4-3 defense. I do. I think Jeffrey Bossa is a 4-3. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to take off linebackers here. So now I'm stuck with Isaiah Bond or Nick Amanawari. All right. So let's break down Isaiah Bond real quick. All right, let's break him down. Let's break him down. All right, so he's 5'11", 180, 40, over what, 33 catches, 34 catches, 540 yards, 5 touchdowns. Okay. Multi-role receiver, runs a 4.28, ladies and gentlemen. Runs a 4.28. Again, this is another guy that's getting compared to an Xavier Worthy type wide receiver. Okay. Again, his draft stock could shoot through the roof. Roman Wilson, that he's also gotten compared to. Marvin Mims Jr. is another guy he's been compared to. I'll say this. I think Bond has a ceiling for sure at the pro level. Will largely depend on, I think it will largely depend on how he maintains the explosiveness, right? The explosiveness of playmaking abilities, right? Against these NFL caliber defenses. Okay. So again, if he can continue to refine his release against press coverage, because that's his biggest issue, and be more consistent in contested catches, he has the potential to be a big time wide receiver in the NFL. And he's got the tools to develop for sure. Now, when we talk about a guy like Nick Amanawari, which Brandon, I love your comparison there to Cam Chancellor. Nick Amanawari, man, again, he's probably, a lot of people consider him the best safety in this draft, even better than Malachi Starks, right? You're talking about a guy that's a man zone slot type of guy, or a nickel safety, right? Runs a 4.38. Okay, 6'3", runs a 4.38. I've seen a lot of his comparisons to like Lewis Sign, if you know who that is. Jaquan Brisker, or I've even heard Trayvon Morig or something like that is his name. I think I've seen some comparisons to him. I love the Cam Chancellor one. I think I will say this, Brandon, he does need to work on his coverage a little bit more. He does need to work on his coverage a little bit more. Because you got the thing that makes Nick Amanawari also is that kind of intriguing is because the NFL, if you think about it, is trending towards these hybrid defenders who can counter modern offensive attacks. So Amanawari, I think, fits that mold perfectly. Combination of size, speed, physicality should make him an early contributor. A lot of people says that this guy could be a Pro Bowl potential if he lands with the right defensive staff to move him around in that formation. I think that what makes him an ideal fit for defenses is that they ask for safeties to wear multiple hats, and he's a guy that can do that, right? So I think I'm probably gonna go. I'm leaning toward my guy Nick Amanawari on this one. Okay, so I'm taking him. Panthers gal, I gotta update that dang. I gotta update y'all's members stickers. I gotta update y'all's member stickers. I gotta update those things, man. Boom. Boom, baby. Boom, 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 boom. All right. I think I'm going to go offense this next one. I think this next pick, I can go offense. I feel comfortable going with an offensive player this pick. I might be able to even go defense and then offense because it's 109 and 112. But I might play it safe. I might play it safe and go offense and then defensive player. Defensive player. If it falls, depends how this all falls down, obviously. It all depends on how this is all going to fall down. Like the London Bridge. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream again. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Hit that like button. We've got over 30 something people watching, and only got 15 likes, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Come on. All right. All right. Let's see here. Take advantage of my membership. Not taking advantage of it. I'm just plus you're paying basically a pack of gum for a month. Really not spending that much money. All right. Let's get it. Let's get into here. Let's see what we got. Jared Wilson at 102. Let's see, man. What do we have at corner here? I'm curious what we have at corner. Denzel Burke's right there. I'd like to grab him. I don't know if he'll fall to 140. What do we got at linebacker? Kaiser, Kobe King. I might wait to get Jay Higgins or Dan Stutzman if he's there, or Samal Madun Jr. I'm okay with that as well. I'm okay with that or JDJ. I'm cool with him as well. We do got some linebackers here. Let's see what wide receivers we got. Okay, so we got Torrey Horton. I do like Torrey Horton. Pat Bryant's a nice one there. Kobe Hudson. We do have a nice center here. Jared Wilson, an underrated center, by the way. We do need a true center. I mean, y'all could make the case that you could say, Clay, you should probably get that center right there. I mean, we do need a true center, ladies and gentlemen. And Jared Wilson is a true center. Which I would be obviously okay with getting. That's one of the key pieces I think that we need to add to is continue to add into this offensive line. Is he the best center available though? Because if Jonah Monaheim's still available, that's intriguing as well. I mean, yeah, he's still available at 1 of 43. Seth McLaughlin's also there as well. Jared Wilson's a stud, though. Trying to see where I have him on my draft board. I have my draft board pulled up. Where do I have him? Okay, I got him right here. See what y'all are saying in the comments. The more I think of it, if we aren't trading up, we trade back to Cowboys and threaten to take Ashton Ginger Fleece Jerry. There is a speculation that could be something we do. Pierce will still be there at 12. Yeah. Burke is a good pick. I agree. Do we need we do need a Corbett contingency for sure. I do like Jared Wilson. You got talking about a guy who runs a 4.8 40, who's 6'3", 310. He's getting a lot of his draft stock's going up because he's getting a lot of comparisons to Zach Frazier last year out of West Virginia. Y'all remember how much Carolina Panthers fans loved some Zach Frazier out of West Virginia last year. Moten is aging. It's good. It's a good point. We can look at some OTs, see what we got. I'm open to it. Brandon Kershaw, yeah, he played right tackle. He's played left and right. His draft stock's going through the roof too. It wouldn't be bad to get a Moten predecessor for sure. Let's see. I do like Chase Love, but he's a right tackle. I might be able to get us a good right tackle later on. Let me see. Emory Jones, he's a right tackle. Just thinking here. Jack Nelson. He's a lefty. That's right, he's a lefty. I think Anthony Belton is a left. No, he's had some time at the right tackle position. You make a good point, but I still think right now I'm going to go with Jared Wilson. I think that's the best pick. And this mock, are we assuming? As in assuming what, Brandon? What are we assuming? Who we signed in free agent? That's a good question. And no, we're not. Really, I'm just kind of, let's say the draft was, I'm kind of thinking of, let's say the draft was before free agency. I mean, I really can't, because I don't know who they're going to target free agency. That's the thing that makes these also mock drafts so hard. You have no idea. The same thing with the draft. You have no idea who they're going to draft. You don't know. So it's a crapshoot in both ways, right? I'm going. I think I'm going to go with the raw center. His current skill set and development upside. I'm going to go with Jared Wilson here. I'm going to take Jared Wilson. I'm taking Jared Wilson here. I think that's a good pick. And I'm going to take my wide receiver. I'm going to go with I'm going to take probably Torrey Horton. I'm probably going to take Torrey Horton. I think he got injured, though. That's why he's not there. I do like Torrey Horton. When he's on what I've seen from him, I do like a lot. I've got him not too far from. The problem is he's an outside X receiver, runs a 4.45. Well, that's not a problem, but how tall is he? He's 6'3", 185, runs a 4.45. Okay. He's got some decent comparisons. A lot of people are comparing him to Pickens and Malachi Carter and Cornelius Johnson, which really isn't a bad. I mean, he's projected a mid-round pick anyways. People are saying he could rise up the draft boards with a strong showing obviously in the combine. But I think for teams looking for a receiver who contribute on special teams and develop into a starting role, will find Horton an appealing option. I mean, it's a guy you could add in. I mean, we're not going to get anybody in these rounds. You're not going to get a wide receiver that is just going to end up being some absolute stud like an Emeka Ibuka or T-Mac or any of those guys, right? I like what I'm seeing here. What was his injury, though? That's the question. I'm trying to see what he had for an injury wise. Let's see. Torrey Horton. And did he have an injury? Out for the season after a knee injury. What did he have? What was his knee injury, though? I understand that, but what type of knee injury was it, ladies and gentlemen? If anybody can figure out what Torrey Horton's knee injury was, I'm curious. All right. I'm very interested to know what it was. Let's see. Who else is on this board? Pat Bryant. Caden Prather. Dyke. Ricky White's solid. 6'1", 190. I mean, Ricky White could be a guy we could get later on. I could get him at 164 possibly. And then let me see what I have. Maybe I'll go Ricky White instead because I do like Ricky White. Out of UNLV, 6'1", runs a 4.45. Another outside X receiver. Jalen McMillan, Jamari Thrash, Jalen Tolbert's is what his comparisons are getting to. Maybe I could go Ricky White there. Let me look at the rest of this. What do we got? Corner wise, we got Denzel Burke, but he's not going to be there at 140. Linebackers, we got Kaiser. How do we feel about Jack Kaiser? How do y'all feel about Jack Kaiser? I don't know. I feel like I need to go wide receiver here, though. I think I need to go wide receiver here. I went. Part of me is like saying maybe we should take Jack Kaiser here to make this right. And they get one. Maybe I see. This is what I'm thinking. If I go Jack Kaiser here, right, I get Ricky White at 164, and then I could either get like at 140 and 146, I could go like a corner because we got a safety, and I could go linebacker now with Jack Kaiser. Jack Kaiser could be the best pick here. Or would Jack Kaiser be the better pick, or would it be Kobe King? But I don't know if Kobe King's going to fall that far, man. This is where it gets difficult for me. I feel like Jack Kaiser's the better pick here, but I could be wrong. But again, I was also talking about getting Jay Higgins later on, who I think is an underrated linebacker. So who's the best player available here right now? Riley Leonard. Could get some another defensive lineman. This is where it's getting interesting for me. This is where things get very interesting. Yeah, I know we need a wide receiver to tight end. I haven't looked at the tight ends. Let me look to see if we find something here. I mean, you could get a Benjamin Urowski, but I mean, are we really going to draft a guy who's had 15 receptions for 20 targets and only 185 yards? Huh? Is that what we're going to do? I doubt that. No. I think I might wait to get Jay Higgins. Running backs, what do we got? Not much here either. Damian Martinez, Kelly, Leo Mullins, Jakaris. This could be This could be interesting here. Getting a guy like this, Hunter. How do they have this guy? Some of these people. Wow. I mean, you're talking about a guy with a PFF grade of 2,100 yards, averaging 6.5 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns, 4.1 yards after contact, elusive rating, gap grade, zone grade, rush grade. He's had 23 carries. He's a workhorse running back. He's runs a 4.40. He's 5'10", 209, which is what we need. You're saying there is no good tight ends right now. Maybe I'll go a different route, and we'll get over. I'm gonna take Jarquez Hunter. I like it. Workhorse running back. Need it. We need it. I think we need a running back anyways. Again, you get a guy who's a workhorse running back, but again, you got a great guy. Jacarius Hunter. Like Jacarius Hunter, I'll tell you this about him. His ability to contribute both in the run game and the pass game is an ideal fit for us. All right. Strong, athletic, could outperform he could outperform his draft position, right? It'll likely hinge on teams evaluating his ability to refine their offense, and we need another guy we need a running back. Like, I mean, you're banking on Chuba Hubbard to take the workload. You don't know what Jonathan Brooks is going to come back. You have Raheem Blackshear is a free agent. Like, I think Jacarius Hunter here was a good pick. I'm going to stick with it. Got a lot of upside. So let's continue. So far, we've gone all SEC teams, which is pretty freaking hilarious. Now I'm going to go linebacker and corner at 140 and 146. And then I'm going to get me a wide receiver at 164. Let's see what the results come out to be. All right. So it's either Danny Stutzman. What do I have at linebacker and what do I have at corner? Shit. I kind of like Stutzman and O'Donnell Fortune here. Yeah. We'll take Danny Stutzman at linebacker. Fits perfectly in this defense. And then, oh, dude, they took my corner. I didn't think they would take that corner that quickly. All right, give me, what do we got corner-wise? Give me a corner. Noel Williams. I can work with Noel Williams. Great zone. I'm pretty sure he's a good zone corner off of zone reads. Pretty sure he's a man zone type of corner, if I'm not mistaken. (6'1", 200 pounds, outside man, press corner. Okay, I was wrong. Runs a 4.5. Kobe Bryant's a comparison. Kalen Carson, Josh Joby is another comparison. Yeah, I gotta go Noel Williams here. Let me look at this so far. So we got James, Alfred, Nick, Jared, Jacarius Hunter, Danny Stutzman, Noel Williams. Amazing K. Jack Sawyer is a first round pick, buddy. So he's definitely not available. Jack Sawyer and those guys like JT, Talamalole, those guys are first round picks, bud. They aren't going to be here in these later rounds like this. There's my guy, Ricky White, baby. Ricky White. I'm definitely taking Ricky White. I just want to look at Ty Felton real quick. Dante Thornton Jr. Damn, 26, 25 and a half yards. All right. Definitely taking Ricky White. I like Ricky White here. I like Ricky White here. I don't need him. I already took Jarquez Hunter, Rock Jones. I might get a good grade for this draft, though, the way I've been drafting. It'll be interesting how this works out. All right, let's speed this up. We definitely got D. I might look at maybe an offensive tackle. Probably going to go D line, maybe another linebacker if there's one there. We'll see. Kobe Bryant went off the board. Tonka. Who is this David Walker guy? Jesus. David Walker, an edge rusher out of Central Arkansas Bears. Okay, I never heard of this guy. So now I'm going to have to look him up and see who he is. This is an intrigue. I mean, with grades like that, I know he played probably like somewhere shitty, or not, he's played somewhere I've never even heard of. David Walker. All right, so David Walker, ladies and gentlemen, never heard of him. Central Arkansas, linebacker slash edge rusher, edge outside linebacker. He's 6'2", 260. Had 12 sacks on the year. How many tackles? Says here he had 68 tackles, 4 forced fumbles, 45 solo tackles. This is an interesting pick. He's getting a lot of comparisons to Marty Mapu, Chris Braswell, and Derek Hall. So it says here he's a compact. Violent hands at the point of attack, brings scheme versatility with the ability to play as a stand-up rusher, defensive end in multiple fronts, shows consistent ability to generate pressure through explosive first step and refined pass rush, demonstrates plus ability to convert speed to power with technical refinement in hand usage, block destruction, shows snap anticipation, closing burst to consistently affect the quarterback. Primary concerns center around length limitations, competition level adjustment. Best suited for an aggressive one-gap scheme that maximizes his first step, explosiveness, natural leverage advantages. Sideline to sideline range. He's a diamond in the rough, maybe, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing K. Barno came out of Virginia Tech and also ran he had like a freakish 4.3. So we'll take him. We'll add to the edge rushing room. Oh, I'm adding probably Howard Cross here. For sure. Taking Howard Cross. And then Shamar James now. Could be a guy. Is there a tight end maybe here? This guy's not bad. Brant Kuthi. So far, so what do we need, though? I mean, James Pierce, Alfred, Nick, Jared, Hunter, Danny Stutzman, Noel Williams, Ricky. We got a diamond in the rough with David Walker, Howard Cross. Could get a tap. What about an OT here? What about Jalen Rivers? That's a left tackle type. I like the Moten idea. These are, I'm pretty sure most of these guys. Carson Vincent, I've never even heard of him. Most of these guys right here are all lefts. This guy's had a mixture. He's been moved around a lot. Or we could get Jabbar Muhammad to finish it up and add to that corner room. Because really, offensively, with the picks we got, I got a running back, a center, and a wide receiver that we needed. I'm going to go Jabbar Muhammad. Grab another corner to add some depth there. And I was able to get 2 defensive linemen. I really kind of like this draft. This isn't bad. Got a new reward. Got some more reward with some kind. Said draft Lathan instead. Got an A, B, B, F, but B, B, B plus, C minus, A plus, B plus, B plus. Ended up with a B plus. So not bad. I'm not mad about it. I thought it was a good draft. Let me get a B plus overall. I'm surprised Jared Wilson, they gave me an F like that. If that's like a C minus, this is like an A minus or A. I don't know how Jared Wilson there is. He was projected 109 or no, projected 102, but gets a 1, but I picked him at 109 and I get an F. I don't understand how that's an F. So either way, not bad. We'll definitely have to do another one for sure coming up. But I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you continue to tune in to the Rockstar Report. I've got more content coming out to you guys. I've already posted up some NFL content on some shorts today, so make sure you go check out the shorts clips. There's already 2 up. I got a 3rd one coming out here in the next hour or 2, so make sure you tune into that. Again, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on new content. Remember, shout out to BetUS. Earn up to 150% bonus on your first 3 bets. They'll match. So if you bet $100, they'll match $150. But they'll match up to $2,000. So make sure you bet responsibly. Also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok. So I would greatly appreciate it. So make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss any new content. All right. Appreciate you guys. That was fun. We'll do another one next week. And as always, guys, have fun, be safe, keep pounding. Peace.